It's confirmed. Dougie Hamilton more than likely staying in New Jersey, just where everybody wants him. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Devil's Digest. I'm your host, Ryan the Gosiker, here with you, as always, bringing the latest, greatest Devils content. Again, moving around some space here. I'm on the move today. I want you to be a subscriber to the channel. We need your help to get to 1,000 by opening night. We need your help. We're over the 700 plateau. Got to get to that 1,000 mark. So go hit that subscribe button. Let's get into the program. Now, again, Tom Fitzgerald has not openly stated we are not trading Dougie Hamilton. However, if you look at the facts of the situation, it just doesn't seem likely at all. And I would go even further than likely. It's not going to happen. At this point in time, if you're to make a monster move like that, you would have made it already. And everything's been quiet around the Devils. Really, the only question is what kind of contract is Luke Hughes going to get? Is it going to be, is it a 7-8 year contract? Is it $8.5 million, $9 million? It's closer to 7.5. What's it going to be? That's the big question surrounding the Devils right now. Dougie Hamilton is not going anywhere. And, again, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, maybe a little bit more than a month ago, I gave it a 15% chance that he wasn't on the roster come, opening night. I think that's like at a 3% chance. I think something drastic would have to happen. Something, out of complete control of everybody here, listening, watching, talking, that would have to happen. But certainly, there's pros and cons to this situation, right? We've talked about it before. Dougie is still valuable to this team. How valuable is the question? A lot of people do not believe it's $9 million worth of value. And I tend to agree with that. I do think there is value in having Dougie Hamilton here. And I do believe, listen, he was a free agent. You're going to overpay for free agents. That's in every sport, in every league, in every country. Okay? But the question, again, it's just that is he worth $9 million? And I think the answer is no, but he was a free agent. He was the first big Devils free agent to sign here, okay, after those, super dark seasons, okay? And, so they certainly gave him a little bit more than maybe he probably should have. And I think at the time, I don't think it was that big of an overpay at the time. It's obviously, as contracts age, they tend to not always look the prettiest, okay? Especially if you can't front load them like NFL contracts, stuff like that, where you can kind of manipulate where, hey, yeah, no, maybe I am overpaying him in years 1 through 3, but on the back end, we're getting a cheaper end of the deal. Hockey really doesn't work that way. So certainly, $9 million, what they gave him when they got him, is certainly not the $9 million that they have now. And part of that reason is because, as you can read some of the article here, a big part of it is in the middle of the screen, and that's the injuries the last few years. 2020, broke his fibula, okay, needed surgery. 2022, broken jaw. 2023, tore his pec. 2024, missed the final 2 months with a lower body injury. And again, hockey is one of those sports where we don't know what lower body injury actually means. You can do your best guess. Maybe you have an inside source, and then you can figure it out. But, certainly Dougie Hamilton has missed his fair share of games with New Jersey, and that's big. That's, I think, the biggest reason why people have started to come to terms with the idea of trading Dougie Hamilton. Again, I still think, the Devils would need a better package coming back, maybe than necessarily what's been projected, in order to make all fans really okay with trading Dougie Hamilton. And any move, you're not going to make everybody happy anyway. But to move a guy like Dougie Hamilton, you need something significant coming back in return, especially getting $9 million off the books. That's not, that's not pocket change, to anybody. I mean, maybe, Steve Cohen, but that's the Mets and that's baseball. It's whole different. In hockey, with a hard salary cap, $9 million ain't no pocket change. It's very important, okay? So you would need something significant in return outside of just getting it off your books, okay? So I don't see that trade coming. That trade isn't happening, in my opinion, in this offseason, okay? And nobody's reporting otherwise. So I think it's fair to say there's a 3% chance that Dougie Hamilton isn't on this roster. Why? Because you never say never, right? Things can happen. Okay, maybe he gets in a fight with a teammate, or something where it's just irreparable and they got to move him. But I don't foresee that happening. Dougie's, one of the most respected guys in that locker room and certainly loved by so many, basically everybody. So Dougie Hamilton will be on this roster this season. And for New Jersey, what does that mean? Well, he's gotten, those are pretty major injuries in 4 of the 5 years of this contract, 4 of the 6 years. I forget exactly when he signed it, but that is, I mean, his durability is 100% a question mark. Okay. And again, like, so I think, to me, and this is, going a little bit more macro here, is the problem with the Devils. I think if you had guys that played not even 82, 75, if you could look up and down this roster and say, man, basically everybody here plays 75 games a year, you look at this team and go, man, they should be in the second round every year. They probably should make a conference final. They probably would make a conference final at some point. But the problem is, when you look at this team, the top end of it isn't durable. And particularly Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton. Nico Hischier's gotten nicked up a couple times. I would not, pay attention to the words, would not put him in the injury-prone category. However, he sustains some kind of minor injury usually, misses a couple games here and there, okay, which isn't too big of a deal. Again, that's why I said 75 games, not 82. Playing 82 just, Dawson Mercer's the only guy on this team that does that, and half of the fan base wants him gone. So the point is that Jack Hughes on their offense and Dougie Hamilton on their defense, they're 2 top guys. Okay, Luke is ascending, I think, to be that top defenseman, but he's not there yet. Okay, those guys get hurt all the time. Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton get hurt all the time. So it leaves this team in limbo, and it leaves this fan base, it's a very passionate fan base, in a lot of limbo. Because how can you have confidence, super confidence, going into a season when Jack might play 12 games, and that might be it? Or Dougie might play 25, right? It's hard for us as fans to figure them out, to actually predict the Devils' record, because they just never stay healthy. And that's a problem. And that's got to change. And if New Jersey can do that, then maybe they can advance past the first round. Maybe they can make it interesting. But they can't go to where they want to go, where we want them all to go, without their health. Okay, so I'm happy Dougie's staying. Okay, I from the beginning, I understood the financials, and if they were getting a top 6 winger back, sure, I would have moved him. But it's not happening. So I'm happy to have Dougie back. Okay, he's got to stay healthy. I don't know what he's got to do. I don't know what he's got to change in the offseason. He has to stay healthy, along with Jack Hughes as well, which we all already knew. But this video is about Dougie. So Dougie's got to stay healthy, and the Devils can be successful if he's able to do something like that. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting to continue to track as we continue to go through the offseason, getting close to training camp, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then, man, opening night ain't that far away anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We are approaching, we're within a month and a half before opening night. Maybe close, 6 weeks. I don't know. Something like that. It's crazy, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you for listening, for watching, for enjoying our content. Please be a subscriber to the channel. Okay, we need your help to get to 1,000 by opening night. So hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. What are your thoughts on that? Dougie Hamilton will be staying in New Jersey. And let me know what you think. And we'll catch you next time on Devil's Digest.